Distraction and overcommitment. That's what we're talking about. I believe these two factors, being distracted and being overcommitted, quite frankly, is depleting Americans, and they're just not happy. They're not happy with their life. And in these two areas, by the way, I think you can make a very strong case that I can control these things. Isn't there so many things that you can't control? I mean, I feel like if you look at life, there's way more on the list of things I cannot control than there are on the things that I can control. And I think if you agree with me on that, this is also powerful in understanding, wait a second, a good chunk of why I am so depleted, diminished, exhausted, frustrated is I'm allowing myself to be distracted. I am allowing myself to be overcommitted, and I can control that. Okay, so that ought to feel good. Okay, I can do that. So how? Well, the simple short answer is you have to truly learn the discipline, and then I think it becomes an art form of prioritization. Now, full admission here, I'm not naturally good at this. I tend to be a people pleaser of an unhealthy sort. And so I tend to say yes to a lot of things. So I am teaching from so much losing in this area that I have then, life has shaped me into being a little bit better at this than I have been in the past. I still have room to grow. So let me simplify it as to where I've seen a little bit of success in my own life, but only through a lot of pain of overcommitting. And that's been my bigger problem, is overcommitment. Because I find that when you are really in a zone, you're not as distracted. Okay, so overcommitment is a real weakness of mine. All right, so how do we do this? So it's, okay, Ken, yeah, I get it. We need to prioritize. Okay, I want to give you something that's a lot simpler. Here's what happens. You start saying no on a regular basis. And this is so simple, and yet it's really incredibly difficult to do. And I struggle with this big time. But here's what I have found that makes it easier for me, the people pleaser, a neurotic people pleaser. That's me. I'm confessing this. It's easier for me to say no when I have already said yes to the things that matter most. So this is, to me, the key. Now, some of you are more disciplined. You're less neurotic than me. So you can just say, all right, Ken, I get that. I just need to say no. But I think it's easier to say no once we've already committed to the yeses that matter to us. So in other words, in my life, in my personal life, in my professional life, I should be pre-deciding what I'm going to say yes to. And once I have committed my yeses, then the no's are actually easier. Are you following with me here? I mean, the no's are so difficult because I think we never want to disappoint people. I think there's tension in saying no. But I think the tension gets removed from saying no when you're able to say, watch this. No, I can't do that. I've already committed. Date night is Tuesday night's date night with my daughter, Josie. I can't come over. I can't grab drinks. Do you see the difference? You're not having to come up with some excuse. I think the tension lies with us making excuses, which is essentially a really nice way of saying I'm lying to you. And we all are guilty of that. Come on. You make up something or you make an excuse and it's just wishy-washy. And I think that's where the tension lies. So it makes it harder to say no because I think you're good people. So pre-deciding the yeses, now I'm able to say, gosh, I'm sorry to disappoint. This is effectively what you're saying when you say no. But I'm already committed here. And by the way, if you do that once, it's easier to do it twice. And so if we begin to take an outlook of our life to say, you know what, here's what I'm doing, here's what matters to me, then it's easier. So let me give you a construct that I think is absolutely brilliant in its simplicity, but it's got a lot of depth. And so if you want to take some notes right now, okay, this is what you want to do. Okay, write this down, type it up on your phone. If you're listening to the podcast or you're on YouTube, this is worth, I think, creating this construct on a piece of paper on your phone that you can revisit. This is a framework by a guy by the name of Rich Feller. And the first time I saw it, I went, this is gold, okay? So you write out the phrase, what do I want to, and we have a blank, okay? What do I want to blank? That's your sentence. What do I want to blank? And then here are your 4 blanks, okay? Have, do, learn, give. So what do I want to have? What do I want to do? What do I want to learn? What do I want to give? So let me give you some examples. Again, I just jotted this down to get your brain going, okay? So what do I want to have? Okay, so I'm giving you some personal answers for me here, okay? I want to have a great marriage. I want to have a great family life, relationship with my kids. It's not going to be perfect, but I want to have a healthy family life, marriage, and my kids. I got 3 teens. I want to have financial peace, right? And you can keep going. What do you want to have? Okay. I'll notice I didn't say I want to have a yacht, but if you want a yacht, write down you want a yacht. So whatever you want. I want a farm. I want 5 acres I can hunt on. Great. What do you want to have? All right. Next, what do I want to do? Okay. I want to travel the world. I want to learn ballroom dancing. I'm writing down silly things here. Okay, these aren't certainly personal. What for you? You may want to start a company. You got this idea you've had for a long time. You want to start a company. You want to work for yourself. You know, what do you want to do? What are the accomplishments, the achievements that you long to make happen? Okay. Third, what do I want to learn? Do you want to learn a skill? Do you want to learn a language? I said on the last one, ballroom dancing is a joke. Yeah, but do you want to learn how to do that? You know, what do you want to learn? You want to learn some new skills. You want to take a new class. What do you want to learn? You want to learn how to write. You want to learn how to code. What do you want to learn? Okay. And then finally, what do you want to give? And this is, where do you want to give your time? Where do you want to give your money? So what do I want to give? I want to give this financially. I want to give this of my time. I want to sacrifice and volunteer my time over here. And so what happens is, from this construct from Rich Feller, I think is brilliant, because this is where true weighty priorities come from. What do I want to have? What do I want to do? What do I want to learn? What do I want to give? And you look at your professional life, your personal life, your spiritual life, your physical life, run it through all those filters. This is heart level awareness. And I think it's powerful. So once you know your principle, your priorities, then there's an old principle called the Pareto principle. And just simply says, give 80% of your time or effort to your top 20% of your priorities. So I think the exercise I just gave you from Rich Feller helps you determine your top priorities. These priorities really, really matter. And maybe once I accomplish some of these things, I can move some things up to the top of the list, but we can only have so many priorities. So less is more here. And now I'm going to focus my top 80% of my time and energy and effort to the top 20% of the priorities. And what I'm going to find is I'm exhilarated, not exhausted. I'm fulfilled, not frustrated. Try it. Why? Because you only got one shot around this life and this globe. Let's do it well and make the most of it, shall we?